This has become the norm since the defund the police movement caught fire a couple of months ago. Federal government announced that it is going to begin the withdrawal of officers from Portland. It did not mollify, though, Antifa and other radical leftists as the elected liberals there promised it would. Fresh violence over the weekend saw Antifa, BLM, and other anarchists clashing with local police. This time, the radicals targeted a Portland police station. Democrats' peaceful protesters were shown beating people up in broad daylight. This man being attacked was one of the few voices standing up for America out there in that lawless land. And on the East Coast, this was the cover of the New York Post on Sunday. Shot to pieces. It's August 2nd, and NYC, New York City, already has more shootings than all of 2019. You can thank de Blasio for that. Another mayor, Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago, at least 34 people were shot. 9 of them were killed, including a 9-year-old boy playing in a parking lot. In Minneapolis, the first city where that city council there voted to defund its police. Law enforcement is telling people they're on their own. This is an email from the city's 3rd police precinct that advises residents, hey, if a criminal approaches you, be prepared to hand over your money, your cell phones, any other valuables. Don't resist. In fact, the police there are encouraging people to carry cash so you can pay off the criminals. Unbelievable. In the Twin Cities, stolen cars up 46% and robberies up 36%. In Louisville, Kentucky, Black Lives Matter groups are targeting a Hispanic business for a shakedown. A Cuban cuisine restaurant, one of several businesses that were issued social justice and black liberation demands and threatened with retaliation if they didn't comply. You heard me right, folks. BLM is now targeting Hispanics. Back in Portland, radicals supported by the Democrat Party burned an American flag and a Bible as kindling for their bonfires. Folks, this is not about race. For more on this lawlessness, we're joined by our friend, former NYPD Commissioner and Newsmax contributor, Bernard Kerik. Sir, thanks for taking the time. Let's start off in Portland. The administration has promised to remove federal officers, but the violence hasn't stopped there. I wonder what's going to happen after federal officers leave.
Well, honestly, Chris, they're not going to leave. I don't think the president's going to have them leave, or the DHS secretary. They're going to have them physically leave until there's security on the ground, and Portland has secured that courthouse. The unfortunate thing is, I talk to the Portland cops on a daily basis. The Portland police, the state police of Oregon, they want to secure the area. It's not them that's not doing the job. It's their leadership. It's the mayors. It's the governor. They have to let them loose. Let them do their job. Give them the resources they need to do the job. Give them the backing. Give them the manpower. Give them the training. Let them go do what they do. They'll secure that area. But right now, the leadership is not letting them do the job. So in that case, the president's going to have to keep DHS and the marshals and the other federal resources on hand until they see what happens.
Yeah, let's turn to Minneapolis. I never thought, well, I've got to stop saying that phrase. I never thought I'd see this. But wherever a Democrat is in charge, wherever you have a Democrat socialist in charge, it's Katie bar the door. Now the police department, where all this started, liberal city, liberal state, where George Floyd was killed, a police department run by a bunch of liberals. Now they're giving people the cautionary tale. Hey, look, carry cash, do whatever the criminals want you to do. And this is how they're fighting crime in Minneapolis.
You know what? Take that document, take that email with that list of things in it. That is Joe Biden's Democratic Party's manifesto. That's what it is. Because every one of these cities that are run by Democrats, that is the same course of instruction. They're going to have to give every one of these cities that are out of control, that are lawless, and that don't have the leadership to do the job that has to be done to secure the city. So that's their manifesto. And I urge Democrats, I urge citizens of those cities and the others like them, take a look at it. If this is the way you want to live, so be it. If not, you better vote these people out of office.
Amen to that. Let's turn our side to the city that you know and love, New York. The headline came out over the weekend that more people have been killed in New York in shootings at this point. Here we are, August 3rd today. Than all of 2019. Your reflections on that, sir?
You know what? You had about 110 or 120 shot in the last 2 weeks. Not one of those people were shot by a cop. Cops aren't the problem. It's the thugs. It's Black Lives Matter. It's Antifa. It's these radical lunatics that Mayor de Blasio is doing nothing about. In fact, he is doing something about it. He's supporting them. He supports Black Lives Matter. He supports these protesters. He supports the anarchists. He allows it to happen. You know, and it's going to continue to happen, and it's going to get worse if he doesn't leave that job.
No kidding. And by the way, would it be shocking to you? We found this out today. Mayor de Blasio was forced to admit this. He didn't go through the proper permitting process when it came to putting that taxpayer-funded graffiti, the BLM, that apparently this is also the message Democrats are sending out to the country. Elect us. The rules that we pass on all of you don't apply to us. Isn't that what Mayor de Blasio just admitted?
Listen, that's that dictator thing. That's that dictator thing. It's the same with all of them. You do as I say, not as I'm supposed to do. You do as I say. That's that dictator thing, and that was a clear demonstration of it.
Yeah, no kidding. And just last thing, what does it say about the leadership of Mayor de Blasio if he was willing to say, yeah, the permitting process, that's for the little people out there, not for me. I'm the big head honcho communist out here in New York. Doesn't that send a clear message? And I just got to ask, where's the Republican Party of New York pointing this out?
Well, not only that, Chris, but in New York City, you've had people try to draw their own murals. They got arrested. You had people in Chicago writing on a sidewalk in chalk, and they got arrested. In chalk. They wrote in chalk. They got arrested. You know what? It's time for the American people to wake up.
They were putting hateful phrases like God bless America and all lives matter. Yes, that warrants an arrest. Thank you very much, Bernie Kerik. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.